Hello, baseball fans. You're listening to Brothers Broadcasting on MLBBro.com. And I'm your host, Timothy McCain. And today I have the great pleasure of interviewing Dave Sims. Dave Sims has done work for the past 30 plus years. He was a former radio host for the New York Knicks. He actually commentated in the 1988 Summer Olympics. He's commentated no-hitters. He's won multiple awards. He's currently the Seattle Mariners play-by-play commentator. This brother right here, he's one for the history books. Dave, it's an honor to give us a few moments of your time.
Yeah, you bet. Good to be with you. How's everything?
Dave, when did you first fall in love with the game of baseball and with journalism?
Baseball when I was 4 or 5. Journalism probably in the latter stages of high school, and then threw myself into it in college. It was easy growing up loving baseball. Lived in Philly, 10-minute, 15-minute walk from the County Mike Stadium. I could see the lights. I could tell when the Phillies were home and when they were playing a night game. So, and my father played softball at the Philadelphia Post Office League, and then eventually ran it, and then ran the Postal, ran the main PO basketball league. And you had a lot of guys who had played at HBCUs, a lot of really good athletes in the Philly main post office came from all over. So, that's how it started.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So talk about your first, your very first beginnings as a sports journalist. What was that like, entering in that profession?
Intern at the Philadelphia Inquirer. I was 20 years old, my hometown paper, and I had a byline. I believe it was the first week or within 10 days. I think one of the things I remember doing was a piece on where to send your son for basketball camps. What were the really good basketball camps within 1, 2, 3 hour radius of Philly? And up at Bucknell in north central Pennsylvania, a guy named Jim Valvano was the coach, and he went on a Hall of Fame career. That was the first encounter I had with him. It was weird. I know weird's probably not the right word, but I had an idea, maybe just the scintilla of an idea what the early black guys had to go through when they were breaking into baseball, because I was the first black sports writer at the Inquirer, at the Daily News. There's nobody else that looked like me in sports. There's only a few other black reporters, male reporters on the paper. So that was interesting. Going to working with guys who are, it was a melting pot with everybody but black people in there.
Oh,
guys were from World War II and Korea War veterans. Yeah, this is a long time ago now, but it was a great learning experience. I feel like I have a very unofficial PhD, having worked 2 summers, 2.5 summers at the Inquirer, and then 7 years at the Daily News in New York.
What were some of the greatest lessons you've learned throughout your career, especially being someone who was the first in your field, and also being someone who is an example to, my father's generation, to my generation, and the generation after me? What is that? What kind of lessons and experiences can you give to us from your experience?
Now be a sponge, man. Soak up everything. Ask a lot of questions. Show up early, leave late. Don't show up late and leave early. Have a curious intellectual mind, and you're going to make mistakes. Don't flip out. Learn from them and keep pushing forward. And you gotta have, you want to bring some enthusiasm to what you do. I mean, you're not jumping around banging your head off the wall, but I mean, you want to get after things, and you want to ask questions, and you want to tackle assignments, and you want to be neat and prepared. And hopefully by the time, if you get to a point like I did, I was pretty well, my language skills, my writing skills were good, and that was a huge benefit right there. And then the other thing too, you got to have tremendous self-confidence, and you got to be able to walk into a room and own it in a few minutes. You can't be afraid to go up and cold call somebody, go up and introduce yourself to somebody who you probably have very little in common with except humanity, and be able to deal with that and progress forward.
MLBBro.com, covering black and brown major leaguers.